Hello friends, welcome to Crafternoon. Today we're going to be looking at the book Curious George Visits the Dentist by Margaret and H.A. Ray. I bet all of you have already been to the dentist. Well, this is a story about Curious George's first trip to the dentist, so he's a little nervous about going to visit. Let's see what happens. So Curious George was visiting his neighbor, Mrs. Ross, one day, and he saw this really tasty bowl of fruit sitting on the table, and he thought he might like a snack. But before Mrs. Ross could say, "George, wait," he took a chomp of the beautiful apple. Well, unfortunately, friends, the fruit in her fruit basket were fake pieces of fruit, and they were very hard, and it hurt George's tooth. It made it a little wobbly. Well, they went home, and the tooth was a little sore for a while, so the man with the yellow hat decided to call the dentist. George was a little nervous. He'd never been to the dentist before. He didn't know that it was a really nice, fun place to visit. But eventually he went inside, and the waiting room was a very welcoming place. There were lots of children there and lots of things to do while they were waiting their turn. Finally, it was George's turn to visit the dentist, and he walked into the examining room, and it was filled with all kinds of interesting things. It didn't have toys, but it was still interesting. There was a sink and a chair that you could lie down in, and a big light and lots of tools. The man with the yellow hat said he would sit down first to let the dentist look at his teeth to show George what they were going to do. George was very curious. He watched very closely. The dentist counted the man's teeth, all kinds of different things. Well, something that she did made the man say, "Ouch!" And that scared George, and he ran out the door and down the hallway back to another room. He walked into a different exam room with a little girl. "A monkey," she said. He went down the hall and he opened doors, disrupting all kinds of patients. In one of the rooms, there was a scared little boy that had been crying. Well, George had an idea. He started to juggle things, and that made the boy much happier. He squirted water, all kinds of wonderful things to make him laugh. Well, finally, George realized that it was okay to visit the dentist, and it wasn't a bad place. It was actually a fun place with very nice people. So he went back to his exam room and let the dentist count his teeth. The loose tooth sounded worrisome to George, but the doctor said, "It's going to fall out anyway because you're starting to get your permanent teeth, so it's all fine." Well, George went home. He was happy. He decided to have a real apple for a snack, and when he did, that wiggly tooth, it finally came out just like it was supposed to. So he put his tooth under the pillow, and he found a special coin in its place the next morning. He took it over to see Mrs. Ross. So that is Curious George's visits to the dentist. Just like other Crafternoons, we are going to make a craft, and this time it's going to be kind of a dentist craft. But when you're all done with it, if you would like to have your family post your creation onto our Facebook page by midnight on Sunday, July 30th, you will have a chance to win this book and this crocodile dentist game. The computer will randomly select a winner for us on Monday morning. So let's get started with our craft. You're going to need your craft kit, some markers and crayons, and some scissors. So let's get started. Okay, friends, so when you open up your craft kit, you're going to see that you have a couple sheets with some really funny smiles in them. This craft is pretty easy to do. What you're going to do is color in your smiles, and they can look like a person. You can color them to look like they might be an animal or even a crazy monster. So I did that with one of my sheets. Here are my smiles that I colored, and you can do it however you wish. So we're going to make some kind of little smile props that we're going to be able to hold up in front of our faces to make us look silly. So I've got 3 of mine colored. I'm going to go ahead and cut one of them out. So that'll be our next step. After you get yours colored, you're going to cut around them and get them cut out. And, you know, again, it can be any colors that you wish them to be. They can be normal, they can be funny. whatever you like the best. And if you don't like the white edge around it, you can cut around the other dark line, just however you prefer. So I'm just about done cutting out, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do next. So after you color and cut out your smiles, we're going to put our craft kit together. And so you have some sticks in your kit, and then you have 6 of these glue dots. So what we're going to do is flip our smile over and grab a stick and 1 glue dot. And I know some of you have worked with these with us before, but if you haven't, they're very fun to use. You just peel them apart, and you can see that the glue dot stays on one side. Take them with the glue dot, push it onto the top, and bring it right up here of your popsicle stick, and then slowly peel it off, and that glue dot will stay on your stick. Then you can flip your stick over and push it down on the back side of your smile, and then you have a funny smile on a stick that you can hold up to your face. And so here we just have some funny, happy smiles of creatures and friends that maybe visited the dentist because their teeth look pretty nice. So that is our craft again today. So make sure, if you'd like to, you can post a picture on Facebook for a chance to win that Crocodile Dentist game and the Curious George book. Thanks for crafting with us. Have a great day.